we have had completely inconsequential discussions regarding sports with a disproportionate amount of passion and outrage and combustion in our own lives, where it really doesn't matter who's right and who's wrong. And I was like, I think one of my favorite Gator stories, and correct me if I remember the catch line, all right? I remember my favorite part of the story is what your friend ended up yelling, and correct me if I'm wrong, at a table full of Blue Jay fans.
Okay, yeah.
But this is a sports argument that got heated and passionate and filled with outrage and anger.
So stupid.
And it was so dumb. And your friend dropped the mic in the most awesome way. But am I right? Was this a stupid, ridiculous sports argument? You guys got it with a table of Blue Jay fans?
It was incredible. It was during the the year that the Blue Jays played the Phillies in the World Series. And I'm at the bar with a few of my friends. And my buddy Dole was wearing a Dino Ciccarelli jersey. And we're watching the game and just hanging out, drinking some pitchers of beer. And these Blue Jay fans, for whatever reason, start chirping at my buddy for wearing a Ciccarelli jersey and start making fun of Dino Ciccarelli. And I'm like, who makes fun of Dino's awesome? And this is before I even met Dino and got to know Dino. I mean, I'm like, just a Red Wing fan, like the early 90s here, and you're ripping on Dino? What? And then I kind of get it, it's a Toronto thing, and, kind of torched the Maple Leafs during the years and had some issues with Toronto and all that. I get it, but don't rip my man for wearing a Ciccarelli jersey. So they started going back and forth, and it gets a little escalated. And these guys were probably 15 years older than us. We were in our early 20s, and these guys are probably in their close to 40, if not in their 40s, and it starts to get pretty heated. And I knew the owner of the bar really well, and he comes over, and I said, hey, man, you better corral these guys over here. This is a volatile situation. It's about to get really, really troublesome because, Doyle over here is going to get really upset and could say something not so cool, and frankly, I'm not going to mind defending him in this situation. And he's like, yeah, I'll go over and talk to the guys. So he goes over and talks to the guys a little bit. Things may have calmed down, but then Dole says something else, and it really gets rough. And then Doyle says, yeah, well, you lock up the Blue Jays and John Kruk in a room. You know who comes out? Kruk. It's like, I just started laughing because you can do nothing other than laugh with that preposterous scenario that you pack the entire Blue Jay baseball team into a room with John Kruk, and the one who gets to come out standing is John Kruk.
Like all the Blue Jays and Kruk in a room, who comes out? Kruk!
Kruk! And we start laughing, and then Doyle starts laughing, and then the thing got kind of diffused from that point. But it was so ridiculous that it all started because he's wearing a Ciccarelli jersey in a bar in Metro Detroit, by the way. And Blue Jay fans who came from Canada, these guys were Canadians, came from Canada to watch the game in suburban Detroit. And they're going to start trouble with us? Dumb all around. Dumb. Not dumb because we would have kicked their ass. I'm not saying that. Dumb because what's the point?
Sure.
What are we arguing about? It's a guy wearing a jersey for a hockey player. It's sports. And then you start talking about, and we had no skin in the game, by the way, between Toronto and Philadelphia. None of us, we couldn't have cared less who won the World Series between those two teams. But because you guys are going to be all, tough in Toronto, okay, we'll take the other side. We love John Kruk, Dutch Dalton. Those are the guys, man. Those are our guys now. So
for people who don't know, Kruk was a first baseman, an outfielder. He wasn't that tall, but he was husky,
stocky,
and he played with the Phillies. And part of his career, he played at like 5 different places, if I recall correctly.
A hell of a hitter.
Yeah,
he could just flat out.
But
hit.
he was a stocky guy, and so the idea that he offered up Kruk, it's such a great story. I love it. But
he's an ESPN commentator still, I think.
Yeah, I think he is.
I don't know.
Anyway,
and Kruk's hilarious. He's funny. The whole situation was dumb.